Don't do that. Hey, how you doing? I was just telling him I have no clue why I decided to do the 30-second countdown, but I felt like I'm probably prepping for the new year. But wait, you got to wait for this because we got a special guest, and it all has to do with some of this and some of this. And if you guys want to go ahead and see what that all means, check this out. So we are here and we're ready to rock. And as you guys can see on that overlay is what they like to call it, is our guest, Jenn. So this is okay. So funny thing. I'm trying some new things today, and obviously, some of them are working. The 30-second countdown. Did you guys get your heart rate up at that point in time?
Oh, it was so exciting. I couldn't stand it.
Yeah, especially when it hit the 10.
Okay, and maybe quite possibly we are getting ready for New Year's. And I mean, I was talking to you, Sherry, about some of the ideas I have going on, and every time I come here, I'm wondering what Sherry's thinking. Like, doesn't he stop thinking?
No, he doesn't. FYI, he doesn't. Which is okay because I don't think any of us do. But all of his thoughts come out of his mouth
as soon as they come into this
and I'm like, I can't follow them sometimes.
Yeah, it might be because of this beautiful place here that you have, and it's just creativity just flows through me. But anyways, without further ado, the host with the most, Sherry.
Good to see you, Prescott. I'm super excited to have Jenn on today because, well, she's a friend of mine, and she's part of the BAWB family. She's here a lot, but this is super exciting, and I'm super excited to talk about it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I am too. And I mean, without further ado, tell everybody who you are and what makes you famous.
I'm Jenn Flaa, and this Saturday, the 13th, at the Butte Book Festival, we are launching the second edition of my book, The Happiness Handbook. And I wrote that accidentally. My background is in, I call myself a satellite whisperer. I started my career at NASA doing satellite communications. I was, of course, on the ground side.
Wow.
And
I never knew this.
But all that years of tech and failed marriage, I got really dismal. You know, I'd say I was like on the floor in the, you know, that we've all been there.
Yep.
And I put my engineer's mind to work to figure out how to get happy and sustain it.
I can't wait for this conversation.
Yeah.
I know we only have 30 minutes here, but we might go over again. Oh my God. I might have found the right person to talk. Maybe this is the reason why Ceci kind of like this put this together. She goes, maybe she could tell him something that he needs to hear. I'm so ready for this. Let's go, guys.
So as I got happy, the men around me who are typically engineers, tech people, and musicians are like, oh my God, what happened? How did you do this? I want my girl to be that happy. You got to write a book. And I'm like, okay. So it happened.
Wow, that's
so
impressive.
funny.
And then with all the COVID and everything and everybody getting cooped up and unhappy, my friends were like, come out with the second edition, you know? So I updated it. And the best part about the second edition is the worksheets are now available online in a PDF. So if
perfect.
You're not a book person, you can jot it down. And the Audible book will be available. Hopefully I'll finish the edits by Saturday, but that's the plan.
By Saturday, and we got her over here
cool.
hanging out. And it's kind of funny because she said it by Saturday, and I don't know if she knows this, but she actually has a book signing that's coming up. Tell everybody about that, because that's actually this Saturday, right?
That is at the Elks Theater on the 3rd floor, the Butte Book Festival. So
I didn't even know we were having a book festival. That's exciting.
You
Yeah,
know-
and I actually put it on the screen itself. So if you guys want to know more about it, there it is. Do a screenshot real
I
quick.
Very
gotta,
cool.
I gotta give a shout out to Brianna Hinkle because I find out everything because of her. So it's because of her that I've reached out and
Oh, wonderful.
Got it.
That's Prescott Women's Magazine.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
got there.
Oh, that's very cool. So you guys, you need to, I'm flipping through this and it truly is a workbook.
Yes.
So there's questions, there's worksheets to do. So when you were on the floor in the fetal position, like we have all been, I don't know, what kind of work did you do to come up with, I don't even know how to ask it. Yeah, what kind of work did you put in to figure out your path to happiness? Does that make
So
sense?
I literally went out and bought one of those empty books with all the blank pages.
Journals.
Right.
Yeah.
And I started thinking about, well, what used to make me happy? And so I jot those things down. And then I think about, in my wildest dreams, if money and time were no object, what would make me happy? And so I started writing the book without knowing I was writing a book.
While you were journaling.
I was kind of making a user manual for how I work.
Wow.
So the greatest part was when I started dating again, we could talk about, well, this is what makes me happy. This is what pisses me off.
Right.
Things like that.
I already had a test run.
I've got one section in there about, this is my dark side of things I'm not going to change. Like, I am relatively never on time. I'm sorry. It's been 50 years. That's just not going to change.
She was early today, actually. So.
Yes. Oh,
Well, I'm always excited to come here.
That's so funny.
She
I'm
knew
going
there was
to the back
Moscato
alley.
waiting for her.
Right.
Okay, so one of the funny parts about that Ceci is almost I don't want to expose all of her secrets, but she definitely does not like to go ahead and be on time. And I do. I'm like one of those time things. And so in order for me to go ahead and just sue that deal up,
Yeah.
I decided to go ahead and get my own ride, or because if we decide to drink, we're always taxiing anyway.
Yeah.
So I call up my cousin that's a taxi driver. Hey, can you drop me off? And he gets me there early, and then I just wait for her to show up, and she's all fashionably late, and everybody's like, she like walks in, and it's just like that
Makes
song.
an entrance.
Yeah, that song will start playing. It's like, oh, oh, there's my girl. So it's actually really awesome that you say that, because sometimes there is an issue with the dynamics of what's happening with your spouse. So that's kind of cool. And
I like too that, like, look, this is who I am, and these are my flaws, and I'm just going to own them, and you need to own them too if you want to be with me.
yes,
Right.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's kind
take
of
me or leave me,
it's kind of crazy.
Like you
But
said, after 50 some years, it ain't changing. So, and I like that because it does. It makes you look at your own flaws and.
So here's one of the new toys, guys. I'm actually able to do another video camera, but in this one, as you can see, there's actual what would you say, worksheets. So you could apply your own words, and I think that's amazing, because sometimes your whole like problem comes and starts with a question.
Right.
Yeah, and all you got to do is just bring it out and then have that opportunity to do it. Dude, I'm so happy I got this new tool. Oh, wait, squirrel moment, guys. I am so squirreling right now. This is something that we weren't able to do, but check this out. This is the whole setup, but if you guys haven't seen the Back Alley Wine Bar in its total entirety, oh, look at Instagram with its minutes of fame. And then all of a sudden, and I'm telling you guys, this is such a freaking awesome place. Say hello. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to show you that real quick before. Anyway, such a squirrel. Oh, it goes like this.
So many squirrel moments with you.
Yes, I'm such a squirrel.
That's why we love you.
Okay, there we go. That was my 30 seconds of squirreling.
So the other thing I wanted to mention about the worksheets is you can, a lot of people have taken the worksheets and drawn a line down the center and put his and hers. So you can work on it with your sweetie at the same time and find out
That's a
what
good
makes
idea.
them
No,
happy.
it's actually a great idea. So, I mean, I know we have to buy the book in order for us to find out the actual equation that makes it work, but can you kind of give a little bit of a snippet of what has worked for you?
When I started dating again after my divorce, one of the things that worked out was I had done a section here on what my deal breakers were. And I had 5 deal breakers. And I need honesty and integrity. I need monogamy, things like that. So I was dating this lovely man who lived in the Pacific Northwest, and I talked to him about, I was actually going to go spend a summer on a houseboat up in British Columbia with him with my dog. And so I was talking to him about my deal breakers. And it turned out I had just added a sixth deal breaker because I had dated a musician who I wound up getting into rehab. And it was the most horrible experience for me. I never want to go through that again. So I mentioned that, and he called me back and he said, I have to tell you, I like beer a little too much. So he released me.
Wow.
We broke up, but I didn't think of that as a bad thing. I thought of it as a fantastic thing.
Yeah.
That he let me go so I could find somebody who could bring me happiness. And thank God he did, because I found my bear.
Yeah.
That's so great. Okay, so as a FYI for you males out there, if you actually are watching this, so are you allowed to add to your deal breaker list?
Absolutely.
Oh, heck yeah.
And
I'm like, that wasn't in the contract in the beginning. I was cleared.
but the other thing is, it's been 10 years since the first version came out, and sort of 10 years before that I started it. And when I go back and reread my list, something's changed as you age.
Absolutely.
That's cool. I mean, I guess you got to be able to adapt. I think that's overall what the number one thing is, to adapt. As far as attraction goes, it's kind of one of those moments where we're going to turn this into a counseling session. So as far as the attraction thing goes, we have like this opportunity to reinvent ourselves as we do get older. Because I mean, let's just face it, we do go through a bunch of stuff. I mean, I don't know if you've heard this saying that at 40 years old, you finally got yourself a man that's willing and done everything that you're supposed to be doing in the beginning. I mean, I don't know if that's something that you guys have heard, but I feel like I'm tamed.
We're both so happy that we made mistakes on other people. So our relationship now works really well.
So you have actually had your playtime, and now you've realized the things that really do matter. So you kind of grouped it back in. That's so cool. I like that. And this book right here is for sale. I don't know. Let me go ahead and show everybody your web page. Actually, no.
And where they can get it too.
Actually, let me pimp out. The Purple Cat in Prescott is the exclusive place in Prescott where you can get a hard copy version of the book. And then of course Amazon online, and the launch date is Saturday. It's there, it's available now. I just don't have all the text updated.
Okay.
That's so awesome. And as you can see right here, the Happiness Handbook 2nd edition by Jenn Flaa. I like that. And that's exactly how you say that last name.
That is.
There's no
it's not a mistake.
It's not a flaw. It's not a flaw. Hey, look, there we are. Boom. And I don't know if you guys actually caught on to how she says, I pimped you out. Oh. And I have no clue what she means by that, but I'm glad to be pimped out.
I promoted it.
No, you said it like 4 times. I'm
no,
like,
I'm
I like
glad
her.
you
She's
did
so
too,
hip.
because I didn't even know this place existed, and I love books, and I love used bookstores, so I have to go check it out. And then tell us about these little happy chats, they're called.
Right. So we do a thing called the Happiness Hour. Melanie Benayat and I created this Happiness Hour, and the next one is this Thursday. So for the one we're doing on Thursday is all about happiness over the holidays. So I created this little game thinking, my family, you sit around the table and somebody's going to bring up something you don't want to talk about. And so I created a little game. So if somebody brings up politics, you can have them pull a card and answer. This one says, what's the one thing that makes you feel peaceful or content?
Oh, you're going to really bring it out on everybody.
What's one thing that makes you feel respected? So these are really cute.
Yeah, you get to learn a little bit more about your family and all by turning the conversation into a more positive direction.
Right. Not talking
about
politics or religion.
Yeah.
There's one way to not get invited back to next Thanksgiving.
I had an auntie who wanted to talk about abortion all the time. I finally had to ask her, I was like, do you think I had one? It's like, you keep talking to me about it. Right?
It's so funny. She's like, no, I want to justify what I want to listen to. I actually get into those same conversations. So when she actually presented that, I was like, that is so genius, because who doesn't want to change sometimes a conversation that's happening? You're just like, I wish I had those in my pocket. I'm like,
or even if you're just sitting around, even if you don't want to change the conversation, these are really kind of some really cool talking points.
Right.
You know,
And
I love it.
They're
Happy
great.
chats.
Let's try it right out. Let's try it right
Okay.
now.
I love it.
Okay, so what is one thing, and you guys can go ahead and tune in and
Answer in the comments.
What's one thing that makes you feel peaceful or content?
Nature,
Ooh.
the
I-
trail, going for a run. On
The
trail.
sun being warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is a PSA for everybody that's out here. Since we are on the BAWB Chronicles, I'm going to say wine.
Wine.
And we're going to go ahead and get into the next part of this because we love to go ahead and drink our wine here. Today, we actually picked out a Moscato.
This is one of my favorites, especially in the summer. I come in here for this.
Okay, so I'm gonna put that in there, and as we sip this real quick and cheers, I'm gonna
Cheers.
figure out what
Congratulations.
makes me
So
content.
excited
Yes,
for you.
congratulations.
Thank you.
This has
Yeah.
been Jen's favorite for a while. We actually have a lot of very faithful Vaquito Moscato followers. This one is from Spain. Moscato is a sweeter wine. There is a little bit of a fizz to it, kind of like an effervescence. It's not really sparkling, but it's sweeter for sure.
Yeah,
You
no,
taste
it
the
tastes good.
sweetness on it.
It kind of reminds me of, I mean, not to be comparing, but the meadery that we had last week.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, it
Yes.
has a hint of a little bit
It
of
does.
honey or something. Yeah.
It does have like a little bit of honey flavor to
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I think it's delicious.
Once again, not to compare to you guys, but yeah, man, it actually reminds me of it. To be
It
honest.
does.
Yeah.
No, I love this, and I'm glad we opened it because I haven't retried this in a really long time. It is a really good patio sipper.
Yep.
This would also pair well with like a spicy Asian meal, don't you
Oh,
think?
yeah,
I think
yeah,
that would
yeah.
be really,
I
really
think
good.
we need to figure out some sort of like way to have food when we do this too.
I-
Oh, yeah.
I'm all thinking about so many things we could possibly be doing.
No, that would be
This
good.
is actually really good.
This time they've got the nutrition facts on the
I-
so I have to tell you, there's only 103 calories per glass. So yes.
So, another reason.
Another good reason to go ahead and drink
We
it.
won't talk about the sugar content.
No, or the carbs, but
No. No, this is
Whether-
great. And it's really, this just got delivered because we ran out. We've been on this, I can't even keep it in stock. We're on this like Moscato kick in town right now. But it's not even really that chilled because it
No.
just got here, but
White-
it's still,
white
it's
wine.
perfect.
It's yummy. Yeah.
No, it is definitely perfect.
So-
I really do like it. I mean, I'm finding everything that a wine lover would love, you know, as far as finding like the perfect taste, the perfect like ambiance of what you're going to be drinking. And technically, this is what would you say? You think it would be a good porch drink? That's what you said. It'd be during the rain,
porch founder.
during the summer, during the.
I would drink
time?
this year round just because I like sweeter wine sometimes, depending on what I'm eating. They really do pair well with spicy meals.
Okay.
They go
I like
great.
that.
So
I like that. See, and that's your tip of the day. You can go ahead and drink this anytime you want.
if any
That's-
of you get that orange chicken from Costco, it's like that sweet and sour orange chicken that's frozen. We get it all the time. This would pair perfectly with it.
Oh, there
and
you
it
go.
also goes well with your charcuterie board, which we always
Yes.
get when we're here.
Yes.
Oh, there we
It would
go.
actually go really well with a bunch
You
of
know what?
cheeses.
One day we're going to get a charcuterie board up here, I promise you. And they do have them here. They do have them. Okay, so I actually really do like this. It's a very good. Could you like mix them into two different things, or would it be? Can you do that?
I wouldn't because this actually has a pretty
Not an orange juice.
sweet flavor to it already. Like when you do a mimosa, you put OJ into a brute
Okay.
sparkling to make it sweeter. This is kind of already sweet. That might be like sugar overload. I don't know. You can try. You can do whatever, as long as you like it, right? That's always the rule.
Yeah, that's the rule. As long as
you like it.
And it only has 5% alcohol in it too, so that's kind of like a taste.
Oh, yeah.
size
A
of beer.
day drinker.
Yeah, the day drink. Is that actually
Yeah,
the beer
5%.
Alcohol content in a beer, right? A normal.
It's
beer?
about that in a beer, yeah. Because normally a glass of wine is about 13 to 14%,
Okay,
or a
cool.
little over 14.
So there you guys go. You
So
guys
you
go ahead
could
and
drink a lot more.
you can only get that here at the Back Alley Wine Bar. I tell you what, there's a lot of cool things that happen here at the Back Alley Wine Bar. But we are talking about some of the events that are happening. Okay, so this Saturday is the book signing over at the Thumb Butte, which I'm going to go ahead and put that up real quick. And that's going to be at the Thumb Butte Book Festival. And then you said that you have something else going on next week. What is this?
The happiness hour?
The happiness hour is actually this Thursday.
Tomorrow. That's
Ooh,
tomorrow, right?
tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow night, yes, 6 to 7:30. We're serving back alley wine bar wine and a charcuterie board, and we're talking about happiness over the holidays. And I'm giving tips about how to defend your boundaries and how you can remain happy over the holidays.
Let's say no. They say it's no November. Did you guys hear
Just say
that?
no. I haven't heard that, but I like it.
Okay, yeah. Sassy was like talking with somebody else and like, no, it's no November. It's okay to say no. And I'm like, what? I mean, is there a day where you say yes? Because ultimately, this could be a very tragic thing for me. And so I'm like, don't do that. And then all of a sudden,
I like it.
Yeah,
Because that it boundaries.
boundaries, and that's what it was all about.
Yeah.
Boundaries. That's so cool.
I
So,
like it.
what kind of boundary have you set since since your fetal position scenario?
My biggest challenge is with my mom because I grew up with the respect your elders thing, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And my
absolutely, yeah.
mom is just a Mack truck over boundaries. So,
Is she the one that just barges in on you and you're just like, wow?
oh, verbally.
Okay.
So I did the things that make me happy, and I shared with my mom, and she actually did the book too. And
Oh, cool.
so we learned more about each other. It was very helpful. But when she would ride roughshod over one of the things that I had already told her that made me happy, I was able to say, so mom, I told you this made me happy, and you just did the opposite. Why?
Yeah.
So stop doing
So
that to me.
it was so much easier to
Yeah.
for me. It's like I've already told you, this is the line,
Right.
and you just crossed it.
Yes, sir.
So
I
Okay.
love that.
Okay, so let's go back to who you used to be. NASA. Well, okay, so let's hear a little bit
This
of this
was very
story.
surprising to me.
Yeah, let's
hear-
Really,
let's-
having gotten to know you over the past year, I think of you as just such a right brainer. Like you're nothing but creativity. She sings in a band. 3 bands,
two
bands. I don't know, she's just like
She's
this
over here. and then
creative
you got the
spirit,
one.
I don't know, and just like your whole persona, I don't know, I just think of you as just such a creative spirit, and it was just shocking to me because those like engineers are so not that, you know what I mean? They're left brainers, and I don't know, it was just
You'd be
really
surprised.
surprising to me.
Silicon Valley is filled with people like me
Yeah.
who are, very,
Both.
very smart on one side, and on the other side, we
Just
do
creative.
things
Yeah.
like music and things like that.
That
I
is
love
so
that.
cool. So, what exactly was your job to the point where you're able to go ahead and write a book, and do all your little finagling?
So it's
Is this mind manipulation? That's all I want to know.
No.
Let me show you how to do this.
What I did for NASA was 25 years ago. I was the head of the NASA communications department for the software testing. So when they would want to add software to the satellites or to the shuttle for communications, it had to go through me first.
Oh, wow.
And that was kind of fun, but I wound up working a lot of 3 a.m. right before a shuttle launch to make sure everything was okay. I was the one who was in the booth doing the Roger Houston,
Wow,
making sure we could talk to all the ground
That's so
stations.
cool.
that's so cool.
Yeah, and then the most interesting part of that was we cut to a few years ago. Now, Silicon Valley is doing satellite launches and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So it turns out one of my friends that I had worked with at Symantec years ago, as well as my boss from NASA, were now at this private company that was going to launch a satellite. And, they're building the hardware, and suddenly they're like, oh yeah, we need to be able to talk to it. Let's call Jenn. So I went back and kind of got to
Wow.
reprise what I did. And that was one of my funnest jobs. It was the people I
That
worked
is
with
so
were
crazy.
incredible. And they really, most of them were Stanford grads. So Stanford must have put in their curriculum things about how to socialize because they were all very social and outgoing,
Wow.
which was way different from earlier in my career.
Yeah.
Like nobody had anything to say to anybody. You're just like, I just want to focus on my job and that's it.
Right.
I don't have too much mental capacity for anybody else's BS, man. I love it. That is so cool. Okay, so let's bring it back into the actual events that are happening tomorrow. Where is this? Do you have?
It's at my office,
Okay.
right downtown here. It's the old Masonic Temple building, 3rd floor. My company is called Vitana. So
Wait, what is Batana?
Vitana was also an accident.
That's so funny.
So years ago, I decided I don't really work well as an employee. So I started my own company.
That's why we all work for ourselves.
Right.
Yeah, well, we are welcome to the club.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not.
I started my own company, and we originally started doing software testing for companies in Silicon Valley. Our biggest contract is eBay, and we've had them since 1996.
Oh, wow.
We also have some other big companies like Facebook and things like that as well. But we started out just doing software testing, and when the .com bust happened, all our friends, had been laid off, engineers, tech writers, project managers. So we started going in. I have to give credit to my brother. He was the one who was the brilliance behind this. Instead of asking what kind of testing do you need, he said, what do you need to our clients? And that's when suddenly we become a tech staffing company. But we're not like Kelly Temps. We actually, everybody is our employee, and we do projects for our clients.
Wow.
So cool.
Yeah,
So if I had an
You have
idea
your
right
hand in a
now
little
and
bit
I
of
needed a
everything.
project, you guys be able to take care of that?
as long as you're well funded.
I love that. So,
True businesswoman
okay,
right
so
there.
are you staying? Are you keeping that company here in Prescott, or are you moving?
No, it's
Okay,
here. Yeah,
that's awesome.
we do have a post office box in San Francisco, so we look like we're still there, but I'm here, and I do all the payroll and the behind the scenes stuff, and my brother John does the day-to-day people management. Once I hit 50, I don't know, as you get older, I can't deal so well with people's stuff. I used to be able to be really good with people's stuff, and now it's
Patient.
just
You
like,
be patient.
solve it yourself. So
You're like, I need to rest now. That is so crazy awesome. I mean,
And
it looks like
very
you're doing
true.
so many crazy things.
About getting older.
She
Yeah.
goes, I can't deal with people's stuff, so I'm going to write me a book, 2 of them, and also a game that you can go ahead and play with your family that you do not want to put up with. I love it. Well, for this season, I like to go ahead and say this is awesome. This is really awesome.
I know. I'm super excited she brought this, and I'm super excited. I was just looking for a new book to read, so I'm going to go through this. There's some really cool questions in here. I was just kind of going through, like some really cool. I'm going to try. Let me see if I can get stuff. What makes me tick? What are 3 to 5 top qualities or behaviors I naturally bring to my relationships? There are the things I enjoy providing for you. The things my best self brings. I mean, this is really cool, and it will take a lot of time to sit down and go through these. But
further on, there's a sex section too.
Oh, all right. We're skipping ahead to that.
Yeah, go straight
to that. What page is that on?
Work it out.
Dates I'd like to go on. Presents I like. Ooh, Christmas.
Yeah.
Favorite cheats I really don't like when I'm.
These
are awesome.
This could be
Freaking
literally
out. Okay, I feel like story of my life. Freaking out.
This could be like the
I love this. I'm so excited to get into this. I really am.
This could actually be turned into like this is what you give to your future spouse, future boyfriend, girlfriend.
Well, as a gift to yourself too.
Right,
You got to figure yourself out first, right? Before you try to figure them out.
Oh,
there's quotes all through this from friends of mine about what makes them happy, and the one thing that's most interesting is it's all stuff they can provide for themselves. So it's not like you have to wait for someone to bring you happiness.
Okay, so we could tell Ceci that because of me not bringing her coffee every morning that doesn't justify the day. No, that's not what it means, guys. You keep doing that. Don't.
Well, it's not anyone else's responsibility to make me happy. It's my responsibility.
I don't know about you guys,
You know?
but if I don't make that coffee, it's
But
my responsibility.
If I were
Well-
brought coffee in bed every morning, it would definitely
It's definitely
contribute to my happiness.
it does.
Just saying.
So I did actually put a boundary though. I actually put a boundary because I don't like drinking coffee on the weekends. But since he's workday ends on a Saturday, I said, all right, I will go ahead and make coffee on a Saturday. I mean, I won't partake, but on Sunday, I asked that you don't ask for no coffee on a Sunday because I just don't want to make coffee on a Sunday.
That,
Okay.
all
And so
right.
everybody agreed. I was like, that was awesome. And then I didn't lose her. I was like, okay.
I don't think that's too much to ask for
Nope,
either.
it was not.
I
but
just don't want to make
whatever
coffee
you
on
do,
Sunday.
not miss coffee. Okay, so fun fact. And I'm going to tell Ceci I talked about her the whole time on this, so she has to watch it. So I ended up missing, because it was obviously a busy weekend. I think it's because we went out of town. And ideally, I'm the one that goes and grabs the coffee because I'm just a stinkler when it comes to coffee. I like good tasting coffee. Go figure. And so I went to not get the coffee. I got everything else besides the coffee. Woke up the next morning. I'm like, she won't even notice. Oh, it was the worst thing ever. And so, fun fact, guys, I never miss getting
You'll never
extra
forget the coffee
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, and don't miss getting the coffee creamer. Don't miss the time of day that she wants that coffee. And I'm telling you,
Very important.
she wants to wake up to the smell and the heat coming onto her face right next to her bed, man. So that's the boundary that everybody loves.
Yeah. Okay, but you mentioned you can give this to your loved one.
Yes.
Okay, I don't advocate just here, make me happy.
Yeah.
It's a little overwhelming.
I would actually look at it as an instruction
Right.
book. Okay,
Right.
I'd be like, here, I need you to fill this out completely from front to back, and then please sign it on the back with the with a timestamp.
I like the idea of doing it together, like
Yeah.
you said.
Yeah.
I think it's an
Or
actual
on your
great idea.
own.
And you have to
Or
indicate,
each do on your own and then compare notes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have to indicate whether your lists were just brainstormed or actually in a priority order.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we have to actually read this last part. Because this is kind of like sums her up in the first paragraph.
Okay.
Okay, so from the cornfields of Minnesota to the hiking trails of Prescott, Arizona, by way of Silicon Valley, the mild-mannered, high-tech CEO by day morphs into classic rock singer by night and raspy tones reminiscent of Janis Joplin. Oh my God! And author. That was an accident. I like how she just says, it was a train wreck accident. This all was by an accident. Oh, this is so cool. Jenn started her career as a satellite whisperer for NASA. I love it.
Satellite whisperer. I
Oh
love that.
man, I've never been called a satellite.
Don't
Totally.
don't tell the NASA is a hoax guy though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's a little bit upset. Somebody's
Earth is
making
flat
money
guy.
off of his picture of his truck. I was like, who's selling this? Is he actually selling this? But it's kind of funny. To see
Yeah.
that. Hey, you know what? We
You have
should
to
have
live in
both of them
Prescott to
on and see
understand
how
that.
this
Yes.
works.
Yeah.
That'll be our next episode, guys. So make sure you tune in next Wednesday.
Yeah.
We'll have the NASA is the hoax guy and
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like the
we'll do
meme that
that.
NASA put out on their actual NASA page with the picture from one of the satellites or whatever we sent up there of the Earth, and they're like, "Nope, it's round. We checked."
Yeah.
I love that.
That's so funny. Well, anyways, we did once again go over our time because this was an actual great episode.
Very
And
good.
it was also awesome to go ahead and meet somebody from our community in a very big way. Tell everybody once again how to go ahead and get this book.
The Purple Cat in Prescott. You can pick up a hard copy or on Amazon.com.
Or this Saturday at the Elks Theater
Oh,
at the
that's right.
Sunview Book Festival.
Yep.
Yep. And there's going to be a lot of authors from Prescott area going to show up there. So if you guys want to go ahead and show up to there and meet her, it's going to be this Saturday, November 13th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And I
I'm
don't
gonna
think
try to
there's
hit
a cost to it.
I don't think so.
Okay, so if you guys want to attend, it's going to be on the third story, the next door over from the Elks Theater. I
I'm
don't
sure there'll be
understand.
signs.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure there'll be signs.
That's
And
exciting.
then tell everybody what's going on over here at the
Oh,
bar.
we've got today is Wine Flight Wednesday, $2 off all flights. Tomorrow's pizza night. Come in for a pizza and then go to the Happiness Project at Jenn's.
Mhm.
Friday night, I think we have Sky Conwell. Saturday night is Buffalo Stars. Sunday fun day with the Fingers.
And
And-
next week we've got the marketing chat.
Yes, that is a week from tomorrow. It's November 18th. 3:30. Does it start at 3:30 or 4? Check my Facebook page or my
Right.
Instagram
We
page.
start here and then we go to the Prescott Men and Women Who Care event.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. and it's women in business marketing, networking kind of thing. Yeah,
check it out. It
on our
sounds
page.
really exciting.
Yeah.
I'm going to be there.
Oh, Siri's talking to us.
we hit that tone for her. Okay, so with that being said, thank you guys for joining us. Make sure if you have any questions, just reach out to any of the pages or wherever you saw this posted, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. And if you want to be on this show, let us know. We would love to have you, and we want to know about you and what you're doing in Prescott, Arizona, as we drink a glass of wine.
Cheers.
Cheers, you guys. I see you guys later.